a brand new fantasy TV show based off a comic book by Frank Miller. Sign me up, mate. Cursed. Right, so Cursed is a brand new Netflix TV show. It is 10 episodes long. Each episode's about an hour, and it is rated R. And yeah, it's based off a Frank Miller comic book, and it's kind of like a prequel / reimagining of the King Arthur story. However, the show focuses on Nimue, who's played by Katherine Langford, and I know, I've said it already, I'm going to say it again. I have not seen 13 Reasons Why. I've heard she's so good in that, but I saw her for the first time in this show, and she was great in this show, so that is another reason why I need to see 13 Reasons Why. But yeah, the show focuses on her. She's a fae, or she gets called a lot of things in the show, witch, cursed child, and on and on. And in the show, she teams up with Arthur, and the basic storyline is she needs to bring the sword, you know which sword. She needs to bring the sword to Merlin. That is like the basic storyline with no spoilers. There's a lot of other things that go on and a lot of subplots, which we'll talk about that later. And yeah, that is your basic storyline. This show's kind of like Witcher meets Game of Thrones. Like, if you think what that's like, there's a lot of like magic, a lot of fantasy stuff in this show. If that's not your thing, don't even think about watching this show. It's definitely not for you. But if you're a fan of like The Witcher, Game of Thrones, fantasy shows in general, I can't see you not liking this show. Like, it is a good show. It definitely has flaws. We'll talk about that at the end of the review. But sticking with the positives, the main story, I dug it, man. I was invested. I wasn't bored with the main story. I was on board. As for the characters and the cast, I've already said about Nimue, played by Katherine Langford. She was so good. However, my favourite character in the show is the dude playing Merlin, which I've been told he's in Vikings. Haven't seen it. I know that's so bad. I get so much stick for not seeing Vikings. I can already see the comment section. But this version of Merlin is unlike any I have ever seen on a movies, TV show, or anything. I really liked him. Like, anytime Merlin was on the screen, I was loving it, mate. And like, his story for the first half of the show, it's kind of like a side thing. Like, he's doing his own little thing. Obviously, later on, people meet up and stuff. But for the first massive chunk of the show, he's doing his own thing. That storyline, that plot, I was loving it. Merlin, he was really good, man. As for the fantasy stuff, I love it. I love fantasy so much. There's a lot of magic. There's a lot of, I don't want to spoil anything. There's a lot of fantasy stuff. I really, really dug it. It looks, that's another thing, mate. The CGI, wow, it was good. I don't know what the budget was for this show, but for a season 1, they must have threw a lot of cash at it, baby. CGI, visuals, the sound, just the saturation on screen, the colours, mate. Colours for days. Everything on screen looked crisp. All that side of stuff was really, really good. Probably some of the best I've seen in a TV show this year. And again, for a season 1, it was really good. And I can only imagine how sick season 2 is going to look. And the last positive for me, but it ain't a small one, it is a big one, baby. The violence, the gore, the chopping off limbs, baby. I loved it. Thank you so much, whoever said this needs to be R-rated, mate, because you've done a good job. I could have easily seen this show being like PG, kid-friendly. It would have been dead, mate. Bro, when she's slapping off limbs, mate, with that big-ass sword, I loved it. But ladies and gentlemen, this show definitely had some negatives. There's kind of like one big, huge negative, and it slapped the score down for me, man. Just, why is this 10 episodes long? Why, mate? Especially that first half of the show. There is so much downtime, mate. So many subplots. Subplots for days. And yeah, like 70% of the subplots, I did not care one bit. A lot of them go nowhere. They don't help the main part of the story whatsoever. It's just the subplot stuff. It felt so much like filler. And if you've ever seen a review of mine, I hate filler so much. It is the ultimate pet peeve of any TV show. Big reduction on the score, man. Don't get me wrong, not all the side stuff's bad. There's a lot of like flashbacks. The flashbacks were really, really good. Just the subplots, I can't tell you what they are because they will be spoilers, and I ain't doing spoilers, but the subplot stuff, didn't like it, was not a fan at all, man. That is my biggest negative, and it is a big negative, man. It did not need to be 10 episodes. You could have cut down the side stuff and make it 8 episodes. It would have been properly sick, man. It would have, for me, made the score much higher, man. There's also like, and again, it's in the first half of the show. Oh, the cheese, mate. The cheese, I can't stand it. I don't want to see stupid romance. I ain't interested. Maybe I'm just miserable, mate. I don't know. It was the same thing in Warrior Nun. When it's romance on screen, it is super cringy, not believable whatsoever. Some lines of dialogue were dead, mate. And you can see Catherine Langford is giving it her A-class effort, mate. But some of these lines, bad. Very, very bad. But they are the negatives, ladies and gentlemen. Luckily, the positives highly outweigh it. But I have to be fair, man. That subplot stuff slowed down the story so much, and it killed the score, mate. But overall, I am very, very much excited for Season 2. I think Season 2, they're going to learn from Season 1, and they're going to smash it, mate. And yeah, I'm going to give Cursed Season 1 7 nerds out of 10. If this is your first time finding my channel, I'm just going to be crystal clear with you. 5 out of 10 is a dead average movie. It's average. I ain't going to like go out my way to recommend it to anyone. I probably will never see it again. So this show is a 7. It's way better than average. Just, I wanted it to be like an 8 out of 10, but I'd be lying, man. Just the side stuff killed the score, mate. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the question of the day is going to be nice and easy. Are you going to see Cursed? Or have you seen it? Did you enjoy it? Please let me know in that comment section below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.